You're finally ready. Right now, in this very moment, something inside you has shifted. You feel it, don't you? That gentle stirring in your soul that tells you things cannot continue the way they've been. You've been waiting for this moment, perhaps without even knowing it. You've been preparing yourself, building strength through every struggle, gathering wisdom through every pain, and now you stand at the threshold of the most magnificent transformation of your life. The universe has been orchestrating this moment for you. Every setback you faced, every closed door, every disappointment that broke your heart, they were all leading you here. To this moment of awakening, to this moment of recognition. You see, nothing in your life has been random, nothing has been wasted. Every single experience has been shaping you, molding you, preparing you for what's coming next. And what's coming next is so much bigger, so much more beautiful than anything you've allowed yourself to believe was possible. For too long, you've been living beneath your potential. You've been settling for less than what your heart truly desires. You've been playing small, hiding your light, dimming your brilliance because somewhere along the way, someone convinced you that you weren't worthy of greatness. Someone made you believe that your dreams were too big, your aspirations too lofty, your desires too grand. But tonight, all of that changes. Tonight, you receive the message you've been waiting for. Tonight, you understand that you are not here to live an ordinary life. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are an infinite soul, temporarily housed in a physical body. You are connected to the same source that creates galaxies, that makes flowers bloom, that causes birds to fly thousands of miles to their destination without a map. That same intelligence, that same creative power, that same divine energy flows through you. It has always been there. It has never left you. You simply forgot. You got distracted by the noise of the world, by the opinions of others, by the limitations that society tried to impose on you. But you're remembering now. You're waking up. You're seeing through the illusion of separation and recognizing the truth of who you really are. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not the story you've been telling yourself about why you can't have what you want. You are pure potential. You are unlimited possibility. You are the creator of your own reality, and the time has come for you to step into that power. God speaks to you in many ways, through the whisper of your intuition, through the synchronicities that appear in your life, through the people who show up exactly when you need them, through the books that fall into your hands, through the ideas that suddenly illuminate your mind. And tonight, the message is clear. You are ready. You have done the work. You have paid your dues. You have learned the lessons. Now it's time to receive. What does it mean to receive? It means to open yourself up. It means to stop resisting. It means to let go of the struggle and surrender to the flow of life. You've been trying so hard, pushing so forcefully, striving so intensely that you've actually been blocking the very things you want from coming to you. Life doesn't require that you fight. Life doesn't demand that you suffer. Life wants to support you, to bless you, to shower you with abundance and joy and love. But you have to let it in. Think about a river for a moment. A river doesn't struggle to flow. It doesn't question whether it's worthy of reaching the ocean. It doesn't doubt its path. It simply flows. When it encounters a rock, it doesn't stop. It flows around it. When it comes to a cliff, it doesn't give up. It becomes a waterfall. The river trusts. The river surrenders. The river allows. And eventually, inevitably, it reaches its destination. You are like that river. Your life is meant to flow. Your dreams are meant to manifest. Your desires are meant to be fulfilled. But you have to stop damming yourself up with doubt, with fear, with limiting beliefs. You have to remove the obstacles you've placed in your own path. And the biggest obstacle of all is the belief that you are separate from the source of all creation, that you are alone in this universe, that you have to do everything by yourself. You are never alone. You are always connected. You are always supported. You are always guided. Even in your darkest moments, especially in your darkest moments, the divine presence is with you. Those moments of despair, those nights of tears, those times when you thought you couldn't go on, you were being refined, you were being strengthened, you were being prepared for something greater. Gold doesn't become pure without going through the fire. Diamonds don't form without intense pressure. Butterflies don't emerge without the struggle of breaking free from the cocoon. And you, beautiful soul, you don't transform without facing challenges. But here's what you need to understand. The challenges were never meant to break you. They were meant to break you open, to crack open your heart so more love could pour in, to shatter your illusions so you could see the truth, to strip away everything that wasn't really you so your authentic self could finally shine. And you are shining now. Perhaps you can't see it yet, but others do. There's a light in your eyes that wasn't there before. There's a strength in your spirit that has been forged through fire. There's a wisdom in your soul that can only come from experience. You are not the same person you were a year ago, a month ago, even a day ago. You are constantly evolving, constantly growing, constantly becoming more of who you truly are. The shift that's happening tonight isn't something external. It's not about your circumstances suddenly changing, although they will. It's not about other people suddenly treating you differently, although they will. The shift is internal. It's a shift in your awareness. It's a shift in your consciousness. It's a shift in how you see yourself and your place in this universe. And this internal shift is what creates every external change you'll experience from this point forward. You've been asking for a sign. You've been praying for clarity. You've been seeking direction. And here it is. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be right now. Even if things seem uncertain, even if you can't see the full path ahead, even if you're afraid, trust. Fear is not a stop sign. Fear is a signpost telling you that you're about to do something important, something meaningful, something that matters. Every person who has ever achieved anything significant has felt fear. The difference is they didn't let fear stop them. They felt the fear and moved forward anyway. They understood that fear is just an emotion, not a prophecy. They knew that on the other side of fear is freedom. And that's where you're headed now, toward freedom. Freedom from doubt, freedom from limitation, freedom from the prison of your own negative thinking. Your thoughts create your reality. This isn't just a nice saying, it's a fundamental truth of the universe. What you focus on expands. What you think about, you bring about. What you believe, you achieve. If you constantly think thoughts of lack, you'll experience lack. If you constantly think thoughts of abundance, you'll experience abundance. If you see yourself as a victim, you'll remain a victim. If you see yourself as powerful, you'll become powerful. So what are you choosing to think right now? Are you thinking thoughts that support your dreams or thoughts that sabotage them? Are you focusing on what's wrong or what's possible? Are you remembering your failures or envisioning your success? You have the power to choose. In every moment, you have the power to choose. And the choices you make in your mind are the most important choices you'll ever make because they determine everything else. Change your thoughts, and you change your life. It really is that simple. Not easy, but simple. It takes practice, it takes awareness, it takes commitment. You have to catch yourself when you slip into old patterns of negative thinking. You have to redirect your mind toward what you want instead of what you fear. You have to train your brain to work for you instead of against you. And here's something you need to know. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need to know every step of the journey. You just need to take the next step, just one step. That's all. The universe will meet you there. The moment you take action in the direction of your dreams, the moment you demonstrate faith by moving forward even without guarantees, the universe conspires to support you. Doors open, people appear, resources become available, opportunities present themselves. But you have to initiate the process. You have to be the one who says yes to your life. You have to be the one who decides that from this moment forward, things will be different. Nobody can do this for you. Nobody can want it more than you do. Nobody can believe in your dreams if you don't believe in them first. This is your life, your precious, beautiful, miraculous life. And you get to choose how you live it. What have you been putting off? What have you been telling yourself you'll do someday? What dream have you pushed to the back of your mind because it seemed too impractical, too impossible, too late? I'm here to tell you it's not too late. It's never too late. As long as you're breathing, as long as you're alive, you have time. You have opportunity. You have potential waiting to be unleashed. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to feel ready. You're as ready as you'll ever be. You have everything you need right now to begin, maybe. Not to finish, but to begin. And beginning is everything. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. The greatest symphonies start with a single note. The most magnificent paintings start with a single brush stroke. And your extraordinary life starts with a single decision, the decision to trust yourself and step forward in faith. Faith isn't about being certain. Faith is about moving forward, even when you're uncertain. Faith is about trusting that the path will become clear as you walk it. Faith is about believing that you are supported by forces greater than yourself. And you are. The entire universe is supporting you. Nature is supporting you, the divine is supporting you, your higher self is supporting you. All the angels and ancestors and spiritual guides are cheering you on. You are so loved, so completely, unconditionally, infinitely loved, not for what you do, but for who you are. You don't have to earn this love. You don't have to prove yourself worthy of this love. You are worthy simply because you exist. You are a precious child of the universe, a unique expression of the divine, and there will never be another you. Your gifts are needed. Your voice is needed, your presence is needed, the world is waiting for you to show up fully, authentically, courageously, but you can't show up fully if you're still carrying all that baggage from the past. It's time to put it down. Forgive yourself, forgive others, release the resentment, let go of the regret. Stop replaying old scenes in your mind. Stop punishing yourself for mistakes you made when you didn't know better. You did the best you could with the awareness you had at the time, and that's all anyone can ever do. Forgiveness is not about condoning what happened. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the prison of the past. When you hold on to anger, when you nurture grudges, when you refuse to forgive, you're the one who suffers. You're the one who remains trapped. You're the one who cannot move forward. The person or situation you're angry about has moved on. They're not thinking about it, but you are. You're the one keeping it alive. You're the one giving it power. And today, you can choose to take that power back. You take your power back by choosing peace over conflict, by choosing love over fear, by choosing freedom over resentment. It's a choice. It's always a choice. And when you make that choice, when you truly decide to release the past and all its pain, you'll feel lighter immediately. You'll feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders, because it has. You've been carrying burdens that were never yours to carry, trying to control things that were never yours to control, worrying about things that are not in your hands. What is in your hands is this present moment, right here, right now. This is where your power lives. Not in yesterday, not in tomorrow, but in this eternal now. What will you do with it? How will you use this moment? Will you waste it worrying? Will you spend it in fear, or will you claim it as an opportunity to choose differently? Choose love. In every situation, in every interaction, in every decision, choose love. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. Love heals. Love transforms. Love creates miracles. When you approach life from a place of love instead of fear, everything changes. Your energy changes. Your vibration changes. And when your vibration changes, you attract different circumstances, different people, different opportunities. You are an energetic being living in an energetic universe. Everything is energy. Your thoughts are energy, your emotions are energy, your words are energy, and like attracts like. When you're vibrating at the frequency of love, joy, gratitude, and abundance, you attract more things that match that frequency. When you're vibrating at the frequency of fear, anger, resentment, and lack, you attract more of that. So how do you raise your vibration? You do it by consciously choosing thoughts that feel good. You do it by practicing gratitude for what you already have. You do it by looking for reasons to appreciate rather than reasons to complain. You do it by treating yourself with kindness and compassion. You do it by surrounding yourself with positive influences and removing yourself from toxic situations. You do it by taking care of your body, feeding your mind with good information, and nourishing your soul with activities that bring you joy. This isn't selfish. This is essential. You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot be a light for others if your own light has gone out. Taking care of yourself, loving yourself, honoring yourself, this is the foundation of everything. When you're healthy and happy and whole, you naturally overflow with generosity and kindness toward others. But when you're depleted and exhausted and running on empty, you have nothing left to give. Make yourself a priority. Not in an egotistical way, but in a sacred way. Treat yourself as the precious being that you are. Listen to your body when it needs rest. Listen to your heart when it needs healing. Listen to your soul when it needs silence. You are the only person who will be with you for your entire life. You are the only person whose approval you truly need. You are the only person who can validate your worth. Stop seeking validation from external sources. Stop measuring your value by other people's opinions. Stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. There will always be someone who has more than you in some area, and there will always be someone who has less. But none of that matters. Your journey is unique. Your path is your own. Your timing is perfect. Things are unfolding exactly as they should, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when you're frustrated with the pace, even when you wish things would hurry up. There is a divine timing to everything. Seeds planted in spring don't bloom until summer. Babies aren't born until they've fully developed. Stars don't appear until the sun goes down. And your dreams won't manifest until all the pieces are in place. Your job is not to control the timeline. Your job is to stay faithful to the vision. Keep watering your seeds. Keep believing in your dreams. Keep showing up day after day, doing what you can with what you have, where you are. Consistency creates results. Persistence pays off. Faith moves mountains. And speaking of mountains, whatever mountain you're facing right now, whatever obstacle seems insurmountable, whatever problem appears unsolvable, it's not. There is always a solution. There is always a way. There is always hope. Sometimes the solution comes from a direction you never expected. Sometimes the way opens when you least anticipate it. Sometimes hope arrives disguised as a new idea, a chance encounter, a sudden insight. Stay open, stay receptive, stay willing to see things differently. The answer you're looking for might not look like what you thought it would look like. The blessing you're waiting for might not come in the package you expected. The miracle you need might not happen the way you planned, but it will happen. If you keep your heart open and your faith strong and your mind receptive, it will happen. Miracles are natural. Miracles are your birthright. You are designed to experience wonder and magic and synchronicity, but you have to create space for miracles to occur. And you create that space by letting go of your rigid ideas about how things should be. You create that space by releasing your attachment to specific outcomes. You create that space by trusting that something better than what you can conceive is possible. What if the thing you think you want isn't even the best thing for you? What if there's something better waiting for you, something you can't even envision yet? What if the universe is protecting you from something that seems good but would actually limit you? What if every no is redirecting you toward a bigger yes? Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust the intelligence of life itself. Life knows what it's doing. The universe has not forgotten about you. God has not abandoned you. You are being guided every step of the way, even when you can't see the guidance, even when you feel lost, even when you think you're walking alone. You're not alone. You've never been alone, and you will never be alone. There is a presence within you that knows exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. There is a wisdom in your soul that surpasses all intellectual understanding. There is a power in your being that can accomplish anything, but you have to access it. You access it through stillness. You access it through silence. You access it through going within instead of constantly looking without. All the answers you seek are inside you. All the guidance you need is within you. All the strength you require is already yours. You just have to remember. You just have to reconnect. You just have to return to yourself. And you do that by creating quiet time, by sitting in meditation, by taking walks in nature, by turning off the noise and tuning into your own inner voice. That voice is always speaking to you. It speaks through your feelings. It speaks through your knowing. It speaks through that gut instinct you sometimes ignore. It speaks through the ideas that excite you. It speaks through the opportunities that appear. It speaks through the people who cross your path. Learn to listen. Learn to trust. Learn to follow that inner guidance even when it doesn't make logical sense. Logic will keep you safe. Logic will keep you comfortable. Logic will keep you where you are. But intuition will lead you to greatness. Intuition will guide you to your purpose. Intuition will show you the path to your dreams. Your rational mind only knows what it's experienced before, but your intuitive mind is connected to infinite intelligence. It knows things your conscious mind cannot comprehend. It sees possibilities your logical thinking cannot conceive. So when you get a hunch, follow it. When you feel drawn to something, explore it. When an idea won't leave you alone, act on it. These are not random occurrences. These are divine downloads. These are cosmic nudges. These are messages from your higher self telling you which way to go. Your higher self is the part of you that is already living the life you dream of. Your higher self is the version of you that has already achieved what you desire. Your higher self is the best, truest, most authentic expression of who you are. And you can connect with that higher self anytime you choose. You can ask for guidance. You can request clarity. You can seek wisdom, and you will receive it. But you have to ask. You have to be willing to receive. You have to be open to hearing the answer, even if it's not what you wanted to hear. Sometimes the guidance is to wait. Sometimes the guidance is to change direction. Sometimes the guidance is to let go of something you've been holding on to. And that can be difficult. That can be painful. That can feel like loss. But what feels like loss is often liberation. What feels like an ending is often a beginning. What feels like failure is often redirection. Everything that falls apart in your life is making room for something better to come together. Every door that closes is forcing you toward a door that's opening. Every person who leaves is clearing space for someone more aligned to enter. Every plan that fails is guiding you toward a plan that will succeed. You cannot fail. Not really. Not in the ultimate sense. You can have setbacks. You can have delays. You can have disappointments. But you cannot fail because you are always learning, always growing, always evolving. Every experience is teaching you something. Every challenge is strengthening you. Every mistake is showing you what doesn't work so you can find what does. There is no such thing as wasted time. There is no such thing as a wasted experience. It's all part of your journey. It's all contributing to your growth. It's all preparing you for what's next. And what's next is magnificent. What's next will blow your mind. What's next will exceed your wildest expectations. But you have to keep going. You have to keep believing. You have to keep moving forward. Forward is the only direction. You cannot go back. You cannot undo what's been done. You cannot change what happened yesterday, but you can decide what happens today. You can choose how you respond to life. You can choose the meaning you assign to your experiences. You can choose whether you will be defined by your past or whether you will use your past as fuel for your future. Your past does not determine your future unless you let it. You are not bound by what happened before. You are not limited by where you came from. You are not restricted by what others think of you. You are a powerful creator standing in the present moment with infinite potential before you. And the moment you truly grasp this truth, the moment you really understand your power, everything shifts. This is that moment, right now. As you hear these words, as you feel these truths resonating in your soul, something is shifting. Something is changing. Something is being activated within you. You are remembering who you really are. You are reclaiming your power. You are stepping into your purpose, and there is no going back. Once you see the truth, you cannot unsee it. Once you taste freedom, you cannot return to bondage. Once you experience your divinity, you cannot shrink back into smallness. You are not small. You are not insignificant. You are not powerless. You are a magnificent expression of the divine. You are a walking miracle. You are proof that the universe creates perfection. Look at yourself. Really look at yourself. Your body is performing millions of functions right now without you even thinking about it. Your heart is beating, your lungs are breathing, your cells are regenerating, your immune system is protecting you. Your brain is processing information. This is miraculous. You are miraculous. And if your body can perform such incredible feats without your conscious effort, what else is possible? If intelligence can orchestrate such complexity within you, what can that same intelligence create through you? The answer is anything. Absolutely anything. There are no limits except the ones you accept. There are no boundaries except the ones you believe in. There are no impossibilities except the ones you agree to. So stop agreeing to limitation. Stop accepting lack. Stop believing in obstacles. Start seeing yourself as the powerful being you truly are. Start claiming the abundance that is your birthright. Start living as if your dreams have already come true, because in the quantum field, in the realm of infinite possibility, they already have. Your job is simply to align your physical reality with that higher reality. You do that through feeling, through emotion, through the energy you emit. Start feeling now the way you will feel when your dreams manifest. Start experiencing now the emotions you will have when you achieve your goals. Start being now the person you will be when you reach your destination. Don't wait for circumstances to change before you feel good. Feel good now, and watch how quickly circumstances change. This is the secret that has been hidden in plain sight. This is the truth that transforms everything. Your external world is a reflection of your internal world. Change your inner world, and your outer world must change. It's law. It's physics. It's the way the universe works. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the creator of circumstances. You are not at the mercy of life. Life is responding to you. Everything you see around you, everything you're experiencing is a result of the energy you've been putting out, the thoughts you've been thinking, the beliefs you've been holding, the feelings you've been feeling. Change those, and you change everything. It might not happen instantly. There might be a lag time, but it will happen. As surely as planting seeds produces plants, changing your consciousness produces changed circumstances. So plant good seeds, think good thoughts, hold empowering beliefs, feel positive emotions, speak kind words, take inspired action, and then trust. Trust that the harvest is coming. Trust that your good is on its way. Trust that you are being guided and supported and blessed beyond measure. You are blessed. Right now, in this moment, you are blessed. Yes, you might have challenges. Yes, you might have problems. Yes, you might have things you want to change. But you are still blessed. You are alive. You are breathing. You are here right now receiving this message. That means it's not over. That means there's still time. That means you still have opportunity. And that is a blessing. Count your blessings, all of them. Even the ones disguised as problems, even the ones that hurt, even the ones you don't understand yet. There is a blessing in everything when you're willing to see it. There is a gift in every experience when you're willing to receive it. There is a lesson in every situation when you're willing to learn it. Be willing, be open, be receptive. Life is trying to teach you. Life is trying to help you. Life is trying to show you the way. But you have to pay attention. You have to be present. You have to stop rushing through your days on autopilot and start living with intention and awareness and purpose. What is your purpose? Have you asked yourself that question lately? Have you considered why you're here? You're not here by accident. You're not here to just get by. You're not here to merely survive. You're here to thrive. You're here to create. You're here to love. You're here to express your unique gifts and talents in ways that only you can. What are your gifts? What lights you up? What makes you lose track of time? What would you do even if nobody paid you? That's your clue. That's your compass. That's pointing you toward your purpose. Follow that. Pursue that. Develop that. Because when you're living your purpose, when you're using your gifts, when you're doing what you love, you're in alignment with your soul. And when you're in alignment with your soul, magic happens. Doors open that were previously closed. People show up who can help you. Resources become available that weren't there before. Opportunities present themselves that you never imagined. This is what it means to be in flow. This is what it means to be living your truth. This is what it means to be who you really are. And who you really are is so much more than you've allowed yourself to be. You've been playing a role. You've been wearing a mask. You've been living according to other people's expectations and society's rules and outdated beliefs that were never true. But tonight you take off the mask. Tonight you step out of the role. Tonight, you free yourself from the prison of should and must and have to. You don't have to be anything other than yourself. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to live up to anyone's standards but your own. You are enough. Right now, exactly as you are enough. You are worthy, you are valuable, you are lovable. Not because of what you do or what you have or what you achieve, but because of who you are. And who you are is a divine being, a spiritual essence, a spark of the infinite. The infinite lives within you. God lives within you. All power lives within you. All wisdom lives within you. All love lives within you. Everything you've been seeking outside yourself has been inside you all along. The peace you crave, the joy you desire, the love you need, the abundance you want, it's all inside you. You just have to access it. You access it by going within, by connecting with your source, by remembering your truth. And the truth is this: you are finally ready. Everything that has happened in your life, everything you've experienced, everything you've learned, has prepared you for this moment of awakening, this moment of transformation, this moment of understanding that you are not who you thought you were. You are so much more. You are limitless. You are eternal. You are divine. This is God's message to you tonight. You are loved beyond measure. You are supported beyond comprehension. You are blessed beyond belief. And you are ready to step into your power, ready to claim your inheritance, ready to live the life you were born to live, the life of purpose and passion and peace, the life of abundance and joy and love, the life that has been waiting for you to say yes. Say yes. Right now, in this moment, say yes. Yes to your dreams. Yes to your desires. Yes to your purpose. Yes to your power. Yes to your truth. Yes to yourself. Yes to life. Yes to love. Yes to God. Yes. When you say yes, the universe says yes. When you step forward, the path appears. When you believe, miracles manifest. This is how it works. This is how it has always worked. You've just forgotten, but now you remember. And remembering changes everything. Your life is about to shift in ways you cannot yet comprehend. Changes are coming that will astound you. Blessings are heading your way that will overwhelm you. Opportunities are lining up that will thrill you. Love is preparing to find you. Abundance is getting ready to flow to you. Success is about to meet you. All because you're finally ready. You're ready to receive. You're ready to allow. You're ready to become. And the universe has been waiting for this moment. God has been waiting for this moment. Your higher self has been waiting for this moment. Everything in creation has been conspiring to bring you to this moment. This moment when you finally understand. This moment when you finally believe. This moment when you finally know. You know you are not separate from God. You know you are one with all that is. You know you are a powerful creator. You know you are worthy and deserving and enough. You know you can have the life you desire. You know you can be the person you dream of being. You know you can do the things you've been afraid to attempt. You know because you feel it. You know because something inside you has awakened. You know because you are finally ready. And so it is. From this moment forward, everything is different. From this moment forward, you walk in power. From this moment forward, you live in purpose. From this moment forward, you embody your truth. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your life. Claim it. Own it. Live it. Fully, passionately, authentically. The world is waiting for you. The universe is supporting you. God is blessing you. And you, beautiful soul, you are finally ready to receive it all. You know what's fascinating? Right now, in this very moment, you're holding on to so many things that you don't even need. You're clutching beliefs about who you think you should be, worries about what might happen tomorrow, and fears about what people might think of you. And all that gripping, all that tension, all that effort to control everything around you is actually pushing away the very things you want most in life. It's the great paradox of human existence. The harder you chase, the faster things run from you. The tighter you hold on, the more life slips through your fingers like sand. Let me tell you something that might sound strange at first. The universe is not withholding anything from you. You are withholding yourself from the universe. Think about that for a moment. Everything you desire, everything you long for, every dream you've tucked away in the corners of your heart is already trying to make its way to you. But you've got your arms crossed, your jaw clenched, and your whole being tied up in knots of resistance. You're like someone standing in a river, fighting against the current, exhausting yourself, when all you need to do is relax and let the water carry you exactly where you need to go. When you were born, you didn't come into this world with a manual that said you had to struggle. You didn't arrive with a rule book that declared life must be hard. That's something you learned. Someone taught you that you have to push and force and make things happen. Someone convinced you that if you're not worried, you're not being responsible. Someone told you that relaxation is laziness and that letting go means giving up. But all of those ideas, every single one of them, is working against your natural state of being. Watch a child for a few minutes. Really watch them. They don't wake up in the morning wondering if they're worthy of breakfast. They don't question whether they deserve to play or laugh or be loved. They simply exist in a state of allowing. They're connected to that invisible force that brings everything into existence, and they trust it completely. They fall down and get back up without a story about failure. They want something, and they ask for it without shame. They live in the present moment because they haven't yet learned to drag yesterday's pain into today or to poison today with tomorrow's fears. That's your natural state, too. You've just forgotten it. You've covered it up with layers and layers of conditioning of should and must and have to. You've built walls around your heart to protect yourself, not realizing that those same walls are keeping out all the good that's trying to reach you. You've learned to be suspicious of ease, to distrust joy, to question peace, and in doing so, you've made your life so much harder than it needs to be. Here's what I want you to understand. There is an organizing intelligence in the universe that knows exactly what it's doing. It grows your fingernails while you sleep. It beats your heart without you having to think about it. It turns an acorn into an oak tree and an embryo into a baby. This same intelligence that orchestrates the movement of planets and the changing of seasons is available to you right now. It wants to work through you, as you, for you. But you have to get out of your own way. Getting out of your own way doesn't mean doing nothing. It means stopping the frantic doing that comes from fear. It means releasing the white-knuckled grip you have on your life and trusting that you're being guided. It means understanding that there's a difference between action that flows from inspiration and action that comes from desperation. One feels light and energizing. The other feels heavy and exhausting. One opens doors. The other runs into walls. Think about the times in your life when things worked out beautifully. Were you forcing them? Were you struggling and straining? Or were you in a state of ease, following your intuition, taking inspired action? Most likely, the best things that ever happened to you came when you relaxed a little, when you stopped trying so hard, when you allowed yourself to be led rather than insisting on pushing your way through. The problem is that we've been taught to trust our minds more than our hearts. We think our way through life, analyzing every possibility, weighing every option, trying to figure everything out in advance. But life doesn't work that way. Life is spontaneous, life is creative, life is always moving, always flowing, always changing. And when you try to control it all with your limited human perspective, you miss the magic that's trying to happen. Your mind is a wonderful tool, but it's a terrible master. It will give you 1,000 reasons why you can't do something, why it won't work, why you're not ready. It will replay every past failure and project every possible future disaster. It will keep you small and safe and stuck. But your heart, your inner being, your connection to Source, that knows better. That part of you knows that you are capable of extraordinary things. That part of you knows that you are worthy of all good things. That part of you knows that when you align with the flow of life, miracles become ordinary. So how do you relax into this flow? How do you let go when you've spent your whole life learning to hold on? It starts with awareness. Just notice how much tension you're carrying. Notice how often you're fighting against what is. Notice how much mental energy you spend on things that haven't happened yet and may never happen. Notice how rarely you're actually present in this moment, the only moment that's real. When you catch yourself in that state of resistance, that state of struggle, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself a simple question. What if this didn't have to be so hard? What if there was an easier way? What if I could relax right now and trust that everything is working out? You don't have to believe it fully. You just have to be willing to consider the possibility. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop carrying. You stop carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. You stop carrying everyone else's problems. You stop carrying old hurts and ancient grievances. You stop carrying the burden of trying to control outcomes. You care deeply, you act lovingly, you do your best, and then you release the results. You understand that your job is to show up fully and authentically, and the universe's job is to handle the how and the when. This is where faith comes in, but I'm not talking about blind faith or religious dogma. I'm talking about a deep knowing that you are part of something much bigger than yourself. You are not a separate, isolated being trying to make it in a hostile world. You are an extension of the creative force that made everything. The same power that grows flowers and hangs stars in the sky is flowing through you right now. When you align with that power, when you allow it to move through you, your life becomes a reflection of that divine intelligence. But alignment requires surrender. It requires you to give up your addiction to struggle. And yes, it is an addiction. You've gotten so used to effort and strain that you don't trust anything that comes easily. You think if it's not hard, it's not valuable. If you didn't suffer for it, you didn't earn it. If it feels good, it must be wrong. These beliefs are poisoning your experience of life. What if the opposite were true? What if ease was the sign that you're on the right path? What if joy was your compass? What if feeling good was actually your natural state, and anything else was a sign that you're out of alignment? This is the truth that changes everything. You are meant to feel good. You are meant to be happy. You are meant to thrive. Not someday, not when you achieve enough or fix enough or become enough. Right now, exactly as you are. The reason you don't have what you want isn't because you're not worthy of it. It's because you're blocking it with your resistance. Every time you focus on lack, you create more lack. Every time you worry about what you don't have, you push it further away. Every time you look at your life and feel disappointed, you magnetize more disappointment. This isn't punishment. This is just the way energy works. You are a vibrational being in a vibrational universe, and you attract what matches your frequency. When you're tense, when you're anxious, when you're forcing, your vibration is low and constricted, you're literally closing yourself off from receiving. But when you relax, when you let go, when you trust, your vibration rises and expands. You become a magnet for all good things. You open yourself to possibilities you couldn't even see before. You allow synchronicities and miracles to find you. This doesn't mean you sit on your couch and wait for things to fall into your lap. It means you take action from a place of inspiration rather than desperation. You do what feels right, not what you think you should do. You follow your intuition even when it doesn't make logical sense. You say yes to opportunities that excite you and no to obligations that drain you. You stop living according to other people's expectations and start living according to your own inner guidance. And here's what happens when you do this. Life starts to feel different. Things start to fall into place with much less effort. The right people show up at the right time. Doors open that you didn't even know existed. Solutions appear for problems you thought were unsolvable. Money comes from unexpected sources. Love finds you when you stop desperately seeking it. Health improves when you stop fighting your body. Peace arrives when you stop resisting your circumstances. This is the flow. This is what happens when you stop being a dam and start being a river. You move with life instead of against it. You dance with circumstances instead of battling them. You trust the process instead of demanding specific outcomes. And paradoxically, when you stop needing things to be a certain way, they often turn out better than you could have planned. But I want to be clear about something. Letting go doesn't mean you become passive or apathetic. It doesn't mean you tolerate abuse or accept injustice. It doesn't mean you stop having preferences or goals. It means you hold your desires lightly. You want what you want, but you don't need it to be happy. You work toward your goals, but you don't attach your worth to achieving them. You have preferences, but you don't suffer when life gives you something different. This is the freedom that everyone is seeking. Freedom isn't having everything go your way. Freedom is being okay no matter what happens. It's knowing that your well-being doesn't depend on external circumstances. It's understanding that peace is your choice in every moment. It's recognizing that you are not a victim of your life, but a creator of your experience. You create your experience with your thoughts. Every thought you think is sending out a signal, attracting matching circumstances. When you think thoughts of lack, you experience lack. When you think thoughts of abundance, you experience abundance. When you think thoughts of unworthiness, you create experiences that confirm your unworthiness. When you think thoughts of love and appreciation, you create experiences that reflect that back to you. This is why it's so important to become aware of what you're thinking. Most people are completely unconscious of their thought patterns. They think the same thoughts day after day, year after year, and then wonder why their life never changes. They complain about the same problems, tell the same stories, replay the same grievances, and magnetize the same situations over and over again. If you want your life to change, you have to change your mind. You have to start thinking new thoughts. You have to let go of the old stories that keep you stuck. You have to stop defining yourself by your past. You have to stop predicting your future based on your history. You have to start seeing yourself as the infinite being that you truly are, capable of anything, worthy of everything, connected to all that is. And when doubt creeps in, when fear tries to take over, when your old patterns try to reassert themselves, you gently bring yourself back to the present moment. You remind yourself that you are safe right now. You reconnect with your breath. You feel your body. You look around and notice something beautiful. You choose a thought that feels better. You don't fight the negative thought or judge yourself for having it. You simply redirect your attention to something that lifts you up. This is the practice. This is how you train yourself to live in the flow. It's not about being perfect. It's about being aware. It's about catching yourself when you're in resistance and choosing to soften. It's about noticing when you're forcing and deciding to ease up. It's about recognizing when you're in your head and dropping into your heart. Your heart knows the way. Your heart is always connected to Source. Your heart never lies to you. When something feels right in your heart, it is right for you. When something feels wrong in your heart, it's wrong for you. It's that simple. But you've been taught to ignore your heart, to override it with logic, to dismiss it as foolish or naive. You've been taught to do what makes sense, what's practical, what's safe, and in the process, you've cut yourself off from your most reliable guidance system. Start listening to your heart again. Start trusting those subtle nudges and whispers. Start following the path that lights you up, even if you can't see where it leads. Start saying yes to what excites you and no to what depletes you. Start choosing love over fear, expansion over contraction, possibility over limitation. Start living as if you are fully supported by the universe, because you are. The universe is not neutral. It is conspiring in your favor. It wants you to succeed. It wants you to be happy. It wants you to fulfill your potential. But it can only give you what you're willing to receive. And you can only receive when you're relaxed and open. When you're tense and closed, you block the flow. It's like trying to pour water into a bottle with the cap on. The water is there, the bottle is there, but nothing can get in until you remove the barrier. Your barriers are your beliefs. Your beliefs about yourself, about life, about what's possible, about what you deserve. These beliefs create your reality. If you believe life is hard, you will experience hardship. If you believe people can't be trusted, you will attract untrustworthy people. If you believe money is scarce, you will struggle financially. If you believe love is painful, you will have painful relationships. Your beliefs are self-fulfilling prophecies. But here's the good news. Beliefs can be changed. You chose them, consciously or unconsciously, and you can choose new ones. You can decide today that you're going to believe something different. You can decide that life is actually working for you, not against you. You can decide that you are worthy of love and success and happiness. You can decide that the universe is abundant and there's more than enough for everyone. You can decide that miracles are natural and magic is real. When you change your beliefs, you change your life. It's not an overnight transformation. You've been practicing your old beliefs for years, maybe decades. They're deeply grooved into your consciousness. But with consistent attention and intention, you can create new grooves. You can rewire your brain. You can shift your vibration. You can become a different person, living a different life. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to do it alone. When you align with the flow, when you surrender to the intelligence that creates worlds, you have access to infinite support. Help comes from everywhere. Teachers appear, books fall off shelves, conversations happen that shift your perspective. Opportunities arise that you never could have manufactured. You are guided step by step, breath by breath, into the fullness of who you came here to be. But you have to trust the process. You have to let go of your timetable. You have to release your attachment to how things should unfold. The universe has a plan that's far grander than anything your limited human mind could devise. What you think you want is often a pale shadow of what's actually available to you. What you're trying to force is often blocking something much better from arriving. This is why patience is so important. Not the patience of gritting your teeth and enduring, but the patience of knowing that everything is happening in divine timing. The patience of trusting that what's meant for you won't miss you. The patience of understanding that delays are not denials, they're redirections. The patience of believing that if something didn't work out, it's because something better is on the way. When you live with this kind of patience, with this kind of trust, with this kind of faith, life becomes so much sweeter. The struggle falls away, the anxiety diminishes. The constant striving stops exhausting you. You find yourself in a state of peace more often than not. You feel grateful for what is, even as you're excited about what's coming. You enjoy the present moment instead of constantly living in the future. And this is when the magic really starts to happen. When you're present, when you're grateful, when you're at peace, you're in your highest vibration. You're a match for miracles. You're aligned with Source. You're in the flow. And from this place, you don't have to chase anything. Everything you need comes to you. Not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. Not because you're special, but because this is how the universe works for everyone who learns to work with it instead of against it. You are not here to prove anything to anyone. You're not here to earn your worth or justify your existence. You're not here to please everyone or fix everything or save the world single-handedly. You're here to be yourself, your authentic, magnificent, perfectly imperfect self. You're here to express your unique gifts and share your special light. You're here to love and be loved. You're here to experience the fullness of life in all its beautiful, messy, glorious complexity. And you can't do any of that when you're tight and tense and trying to control everything. You can only do it when you're loose and open and willing to let life surprise you. You can only do it when you trade your agenda for trust, your plans for faith, your fear for love. You can only do it when you relax into the flow and let yourself be carried by the current of grace that's always been there, always been available, always been waiting for you to stop resisting and start allowing. So what does this look like practically? It looks like waking up in the morning and instead of immediately checking your phone or running through your to-do list, you take a few moments to breathe and set an intention. You say something like, today I'm open to miracles. Today I trust that I'm being guided. Today I choose ease over struggle. And then you go about your day with that awareness. It looks like noticing when you're in resistance and making a different choice. When you're stuck in traffic and feel yourself getting angry, you pause and think, what if this delay is protecting me from something? What if I'm exactly where I need to be right now? You choose peace instead of frustration. It looks like catching yourself when you're worrying and redirecting your thoughts. Instead of spinning out about all the things that could go wrong, you ask yourself, what if everything works out perfectly? What if this situation turns out even better than I hoped? You choose faith instead of fear. It looks like saying no to things that don't feel right, even if you can't explain why. It looks like saying yes to things that excite you, even if they seem illogical. It looks like following your intuition, trusting your gut, listening to that quiet voice inside that always knows the truth. It looks like being kind to yourself when you mess up. It looks like forgiving yourself quickly and moving on. It looks like treating yourself the way you would treat a beloved child or dear friend. It looks like giving yourself permission to rest, to play, to do nothing, to change your mind, to be human. It looks like appreciating what you have instead of constantly focusing on what's missing. It looks like finding reasons to feel grateful, even on the hard days. It looks like acknowledging the good that's already present in your life, even as you're calling in more. It looks like seeing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than evidence of failure. It looks like understanding that obstacles are often redirections, pointing you toward a better path. It looks like trusting that if a door closes, it's because you're meant to go through a different one. It looks like letting people be who they are without trying to change them. It looks like releasing your need to control how others think, feel, or behave. It looks like taking responsibility for your own happiness instead of making it dependent on anyone else's actions. It looks like being honest about your feelings without being a victim of them. It looks like acknowledging that, yes, this hurts. Yes, this is disappointing. Yes, this is scary, and also knowing that you're strong enough to handle it. It looks like feeling your feelings fully and then choosing thoughts that help you move through them. It looks like celebrating other people's success instead of feeling threatened by it. It looks like understanding that there's enough for everyone. It looks like knowing that someone else's win doesn't diminish you in any way. It looks like being genuinely happy when good things happen to others. It looks like taking inspired action when you feel pulled to do something, even if the timing seems off or the path seems unclear. It looks like trusting those mysterious urges to call someone, to go somewhere, to try something new. It looks like following the breadcrumbs of inspiration wherever they lead. It looks like relaxing your body throughout the day, dropping your shoulders, unclenching your jaw, softening your belly, breathing fully, releasing physical tension so energy can flow freely through you. It looks like spending time in nature, connecting with the earth, remembering that you're part of something vast and intelligent. It looks like feeling the sun on your face, the wind in your hair, the ground beneath your feet, and knowing that you're held by this planet, supported by this universe. It looks like surrounding yourself with beauty, music that moves you, art that inspires you, spaces that feel peaceful, people who uplift you, anything that raises your vibration and reminds you of the goodness of life. It looks like being present with the people you love, really listening when they talk, looking into their eyes, putting down your phone, being fully there, recognizing that these moments are what life is actually made of. It looks like laughing often, finding humor in everyday situations, not taking yourself so seriously, remembering that you're a spiritual being having a human experience, and sometimes the human part is absurd and ridiculous, and that's okay. It looks like dreaming big without attachment, allowing yourself to want what you want, letting yourself feel excited about possibilities, and then releasing it all to the universe, trusting that what's meant for you will come, and what's not meant for you will make way for something better. This is the practice of living in the flow. It's simple, but not always easy, because you're going against years of conditioning. You're reprogramming patterns that have been running automatically for most of your life. You're choosing a different way of being in a world that constantly tells you to push harder, do more, be better. But the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. The more you choose ease, the easier life gets. The more you trust, the more trustworthy life reveals itself to be. The more you relax, the more everything you desire flows to you effortlessly. And one day you'll look back and realize that everything has changed. Not because you forced it to change, but because you allowed it to change. Not because you finally figured everything out, but because you stopped needing to have all the answers. Not because you became perfect, but because you became present. Not because you gained control, but because you surrendered control. You'll realize that the life you were chasing was actually chasing you, and it finally caught up when you stopped running. You'll realize that the love you were seeking was always within you, waiting to be acknowledged. You'll realize that the peace you were searching for was never lost, just covered over with layers of resistance. You'll realize that you are exactly who you needed to be all along, that you are enough, that you always have been enough, that you were born worthy, and nothing you've done or failed to do has changed that fundamental truth. You'll realize that life wasn't meant to be a battle. It was meant to be a dance. And you'll finally allow yourself to hear the music, to feel the rhythm, to move with grace and joy and abandon. You'll stop sitting on the sidelines, judging yourself, waiting to be ready. You'll get up and dance even if you don't know the steps, even if you feel foolish, even if you're dancing alone, because this is your life. This is your one precious, unrepeatable, miraculous life, and you get to choose how you live it. You can spend it in struggle and resistance, trying to force things to be different than they are. Or you can spend it in flow and allowance, trusting that you're always being guided towards your highest good. You can grip and grasp and control. Or you can open your hands and receive. You can fight the current, or you can relax and let it carry you. You can build walls, or you can build bridges. You can contract in fear, or you can expand in love. The choice is always yours. In every moment, with every breath, you choose. And whatever you've been choosing up until now, you can choose differently right now. You can decide that this is the moment everything changes. Not because your circumstances changed, but because you changed. Not because life finally bent to your will, but because you stopped bending life and started bending with it. Right now, you can take a breath and let go of something you've been holding on to. A grudge, a worry, a need for things to be different, a belief that's keeping you small. Just let it go. Feel how much lighter you are without it. Feel how much space that creates. Feel how much more is now able to flow into your life. Right now, you can make a decision to trust. Even if you've been disappointed before, even if you've been hurt, even if you've tried and failed, you can decide that this time is different because you're approaching it differently. You're not forcing, you're not controlling, you're simply showing up as your authentic self and allowing life to meet you there. Right now, you can remember who you really are, not the small, scared, limited version of yourself that you sometimes believe in, but the vast, powerful, infinite being that you truly are. the one who chose to be here in this body at this time for a reason, the one who has everything within them that they need, the one who is never alone because they're always connected to Source. You are that. You have always been that. You will always be that. Nothing you do or don't do can change the essential truth of your being. You are a divine creation, an expression of love, a channel for miracles. And when you remember this, when you align with this, when you live from this place, everything changes, not overnight, not without effort, not without challenges, but steadily, surely, beautifully, your life transforms into something that reflects your true nature. You become a living example of what's possible when you stop resisting life and start allowing it. You become a demonstration of grace in action. You become a beacon of light in a world that desperately needs more people who are willing to shine. This is what you're here for. Not to play small, not to stay safe, not to fit in, but to be fully, magnificently, unapologetically yourself. To let your light shine so brightly that it illuminates the path for others. To live in such a state of joy and peace and love that others are inspired to find their own way there. And you do that by relaxing, by letting go, by trusting, by flowing, by being who you already are instead of trying to become who you think you should be, by accepting what is instead of fighting for what isn't, by embracing this moment, this life, this beautiful, messy, perfect experience of being human. So relax. Right now, as you're hearing these words, just relax. Drop your shoulders, soften your face, breathe deeply, let go of whatever you're carrying that isn't yours to carry. Release whatever you're holding that's no longer serving you. Surrender whatever you're resisting that's blocking your good. And know that as you do this, as you make space, as you open up, as you allow, the universe rushes in to fill that space with everything you've been longing for. Not because you finally earned it or deserved it or figured out the secret, but because that's what the universe does. It fills empty spaces, it flows into openings, it responds to allowance. You are allowing right now, and in this allowing, you are attracting, you are magnetizing, you are calling forth everything that matches this new, higher vibration. You are creating space for miracles. You are opening doors to possibilities. You are saying yes to life, and life is saying yes back to you. This is the flow, this is the way. This is how you create a life that feels good, that works easily, that reflects your true nature. Not by forcing, but by allowing. Not by struggling, but by surrendering. Not by controlling, but by trusting. And every time you choose this, every time you remember this, every time you practice this, you strengthen this new way of being. It becomes more natural, more automatic, more who you are. Until one day you realize you're not even trying anymore. You're just being. You're just flowing. You're just living in alignment with the infinite intelligence that creates and sustains all life. And from that place, anything is possible. Everything is available. Nothing is out of reach. Because you're no longer standing in your own way. You're no longer blocking your good. You're no longer resisting your highest potential. You're simply allowing it all to unfold exactly as it's meant to, in perfect timing, with grace and ease and joy. This is your birthright. This is your natural state. This is who you've always been underneath all the conditioning and programming and fear. Welcome home. Welcome back to yourself. Welcome to the flow.